Hey everyone, welcome to The New Populist. I'm Dave Brown. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe. Well, if you've seen my other videos, you will know that I like to scour through the left-wing news sites to see what they're doing, because my whole thing is that we have to understand what they're doing and why they're doing it if we're going to defeat them in the future. Oftentimes, I think that we on the right, we're, way behind in this race, and we're just now sort of realizing what they're doing, and we're realizing just how far behind we are in this race. So I go through, left-wing articles and left-wing sites to see what they're doing. And I was on Axios and I saw this article, and in a normal world, this would be some sort of onion article, some, fake, article just to make fun of things, but it's actually 100% real. And the article says here, billionaires back new media firm to combat misinformation. Now, back in the day, when the left was actually anti-establishment, the idea that billionaires were going to get together to combat misinformation would be a complete joke. But however, now the left is now in the pocket of big media, big corporations, and instead of fighting billionaires and fighting these, evil corporations, we see the left backing them up. Now, is it genuine? Not really. I think it's more to do with the fact that these corporations and these billionaires are attacking us. And as long as they're doing that, the left will back them. Now, these billionaires that are trying to combat misinformation, there's two of them. One is named Reid Hoffman, and the other, shocker here, is George Soros. And if you wanted to have a Orwellian name for a organization that combated misinformation, what would you call it? Well, this organization or corporation is called Good Information, Inc. So this is right out of 1984, out of Pravda. This is such a joke, but here they are pretending like they're trying to combat misinformation. And this group is led by a Democratic strategist, mcgowan, and she was working to make sure that Trump was not reelected in 2020. She is working with a progressive nonprofit called Acronym, and she was raising money to fight Donald Trump. Now, what I find interesting about this organization, they plan to invest in local news companies. So on that grassroots level, when you see the news, now you have to wonder where it's actually coming from, because they know that we're aware of CNN and MSNBC being complete garbage. Now, when they start to buy up these small media companies where we may not understand that they are compromised, we might, start to believe some of these stories that are coming from these smaller outlets who we think are fairly reasonable. So now we know they're looking at these small markets and they want to start buying them up. But also, they say they're not just investing in left-leaning outlets. They say they will actually invest in center-right outlets. But there is one qualification here. And they have to be anti-Trump. So mcgowan says they back this organization or this news outlet called The Bulwark. And this was a site that was founded to oppose Donald Trump. So I think we can kind of see what's going on here. They're trying to tackle misinformation to limit the ability for people on the right, Trump supporters, to get information and to share information with one another. This is what it's all about. It has nothing to do with misinformation. This has to do with combating Trump supporters in future elections in 2022 and 2024. And they are doing everything they can to suppress information and to control free speech. We saw that with Facebook. It was such a joke. They described Facebook as being right-leaning or controlled by the right. And what that actually means is that any news outlet or social media company that is not 100% doing the bidding of the left, even if they're doing 95% of that bidding, that 5% where they allow some free speech, the left now considers meaning that you're part of the right and a peddler of disinformation. So they're working double time to control information going forward in 2022 and 2024. And as this clown show administration of Joe Biden's gets worse and worse, and in its first year, it's already historically bad, they need to do everything they can to limit information because now more than ever, they have to tighten the reins because it could be a complete blowout in 2024. Now, unfortunately, because of demographics and a lot of variables, that may not happen. If this country was still sane, the election will be over right now. It will be a complete landslide. But unfortunately, we're living in this clown world, and a lot can happen with the pandemic. Whether or not Trump's going to run. Now they're trying to limit information. They're attacking Facebook. They're doing everything they can to prepare for this next election cycle where they should lose historically. So we on the right, we need to be aware of that, be aware of their efforts to control this information, not just at the level of CNN and MSNBC, but down at that grassroots level. So pay attention, be aware of it, and make sure your friends and relatives know about this. Spread it around. We have to have all hands on deck going forward to combat this effort to suppress our rights and our freedom. So be aware. That's it for now. Again, if you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.